What's up, fam? Welcome to the Speak Organized podcast and welcome to the very first episode of 2024. It's very exciting. And I'm actually trying very hard to play it cool because I don't want you to think I'm a weirdo because I'm really excited about this episode. I think that it's going to be a game changer for some of you listening and watching today. I've got my girl Holly Southerland on the show. She is a very successful professional organizer. She is also a business coach specializing in working with organizers who are on the kind of precipice where you might want to hire a small team.
You got to learn to let go of some of the little stuff. And Melanie keeps talking about being proud of being able to do it all yourself. And you got to let the DIY die whenever you try to build a team.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
got to let it die. And it's so hard because it's like part of our nature to figure things out. But when you want to grow, it's like, do I really care about how that towel is folded by that teammate? Or do I care about the fact that I just made $300 in an hour instead of 100 because I've got two teammates with me who did that? And
Yeah.
does the client really care? They're going to take a shower anyway. It's about to get dirty. Like, get off your control freak train, people.
Tell it like it is, Holly. That's a big step for many of us solopreneurs to be able to do that and also be able to create the pricing structure to support that. And maybe you want to raise your rates. Maybe you don't quite know how to do that. And Holly and I are going to have an awesome conversation about what it takes to be able to do that. So I encourage you guys to stick around. We also have some special gifts for you that we're going to be unveiling at the end of the episode. So you're definitely going to want to stick around for that. So I encourage you to get out your pads and your pencils and take some notes. And let's get into it. Hey, and welcome to the Speak Organized podcast. If you're new here, I'm your host, Melanie Summers, professional organizer, decluttering expert, and ADHD organizing specialist. I like to speak organized to give you the tools to conquer your clutter, live life with more purpose, and learn all about the business of tidying. Do me a favor, if you're not subscribed, please take out your device and tap that subscribe button so that you never miss out on another opportunity to hang out with all of the speaker fam. We are a robust, growing community of like-minded people, and I would love to have you be a part of it. Don't forget, as you get value out of this video, to give it a big old thumbs up and tap that notification bell if you're watching on YouTube so that you don't miss our new episodes that come out every single week. If you're an Apple Podcast user, you can leave us a rave 5-star review, and that will help the channel grow and reach more amazing folks just like you looking to get into the professional organizing game. The main mission here at I Speak Organized is to give you the best quality tools and resources to level up your business and have a truly successful 6 or 7-figure business that doesn't suck away all of your time. So if you're brand new to all of this and it seems very overwhelming, you don't really know where to start, you have come to the right place. I am your go-to gal for all things pro-organizing business. If you're afraid that you aren't enough, like you don't have enough experience or you don't really have the goods to bring to the table to charge what other people charge or whatever story you happen to be telling yourself, I am here to help you understand that you can be exceptional with the right tools and training. So in just a few minutes, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about how I can help you with that. But in the meantime, let's get into this juicy interview with Holly. All right, speaker fam, please join me in a rousing welcome for our friend Holly Southerland. She's already laughing. We've been having a really good time chatting on the back end. I want to introduce you and welcome you, Holly, to the podcast. Thanks for
You're
joining us
such a
today.
mess. Oh, I'm so happy to be here, truly.
Me too. Yeah, we're going to have a good time. This is the first recording for 2024. And I totally did that on purpose because Holly's got her power pink on. She's one of my absolute favorite people and one of the coolest organizers I know. So I wanted her to start us off for the year because we've got a lot of really important things that she's going to share with us today. But before we get into that, I want to share a little bit about your journey with everybody and how you started your organizing business. You've been in the business for a real long time and a lot of people look up to you. So we want to know how you started and how you became involved in the field of professional organizing.
Well, thank you for those kind words. And many people look up to you as well. I'm just super jazzed and honored to be here with you.
Oh, snap.
All the little warm fuzzies.
All the feels.
I did start a long time ago. It was in 2008. You know, it was one of those things that just like all the other organizers say, it found me. Organizing found me. We don't always go out searching for it, but I had moved to Waco, Texas after graduating from Texas A&M and gone to nursing school, did the whole nursing route, got a second degree, and nursing wasn't quite working the way that I wanted it to. But even before nursing didn't quite work the way I wanted it to, I just was trying to earn some extra money. And I was going on a mission trip at the end of 2008. I was looking for some ways to earn some extra cash, baby.
Mhm.
So I talked to my friend Kelly. She went to my church and she goes, well, sometimes to earn extra money, I organize for people and I'll ask them what they've been putting off, whether it's their shed or their papers or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I think I could do that. And she told me she charged, actually, I don't even know if she told me this, but she charged $40 an hour. And that was mind blowing to me at the time.
Mhm.
I didn't even have the mindset for that. So I started out at $15 an hour and I just started helping people in their homes. So it took another 4 years of doing it at that price and at that rate. And then when nursing didn't work out, here's the real question, Melanie, that I asked myself.
Mhm.
What would I do if money was no object? You ever asked yourself that?
I've asked myself that question as a result of you asking me to ask myself that question.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a
It's a
daunting
powerful
one.
question. It
It
reveals a lot.
it does.
Like if money was nothing and you're just all provided for, you're all taken care of, like what would you do with your time?
Mm,
So my answer to myself in 2012 was I would travel and I would organize.
mm.
Those were the 2 words. So I set out on this like 40-day road trip across the US. My mom calls it my eat, pray, love trip
Nice.
because I took my electric crepe maker and made crepes for everybody I stayed with. So that was the eat part of it. And I just organized for people, literally for free if they could give me a place to stay. I don't know what I was thinking.
Mm,
But, I had lost my nursing job. I was looking for a way to serve and help people. And in the middle of that, I was like, this is it. Like, I'm doing this. I'm going to find a way to do this. And that was 2012. And it took me another like 4 or 5 years to even figure out what the heck I was doing and what the word marketing actually meant. And
mhm.
that's how it all got started, basically.
Yeah, yeah, and there's a lot more. I know Holly pretty well. She's one of the people that I reached out to when I first started my business, and I've been through a handful of her programs. And Holly has quite an entrepreneurial spirit. You also had your own greeting card company for a stint there as well, right?
Oh, yeah. That was holiday cards.
Heck yes.
So, yeah, I did have that greeting card business for a few years. And that was my real introduction into entrepreneurship.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that definitely goes hand in hand obviously with starting your own professional organizing business. I want to dive into a little bit later in your journey here. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
you built your business as the traveling organizer, and I know that you also had your business in Waco, Texas. You eventually moved it to Ann Arbor, Michigan, and that's kind of where you had your small team developed. And so you moved into a new phase of your business. And like
Mhm.
you've described to me and many of your other students over the years, bigger business means bigger problems. So you got new problems to
You got better problems, but you got more problems, yeah.
Yes, you got better problems. I'm sure that's actually what you said, but I heard bigger problems. So you obviously know that managing small teams comes with its unique challenges. And it was something that in my business journey, I put that off for so long because, and I'm sure a lot of people watching and listening can relate to being a bit of a control freak. If you're a type 1 Enneagram, you raise your hand. We like to do things ourselves because the best way to get something done is to just do it yourself. Amen. Like, that's it.
Sometimes that's at least what we tell ourselves, but it's not always true.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's not true, right? So, one of the things that I put off for a long time was implementing a team into my business, and that was like the linchpin that once it was pulled, it really started to grow. But it does come with unique challenges, better challenges, as you put it. So, what are some
Mhm.
key dynamics and factors that contribute to the success of a small team? Because I just want to encourage people that if they're
Mhm.
on the precipice of this, growth moment, maybe 2024 is the year that they want to do this and they're like, "Oh, I don't know if I want a team." I just want to encourage them to think about what contributes to the success.
I think that's a fabulous question to prepare people. And I would say there's two aspects to it. One of them is exactly what you said about letting go of control. The fear of letting go of control. That is a unique challenge when you think about actually running a small team. So I do have some tips and solutions for that I'll give you in just a second. But I want to tell you the second aspect is other people. So that one is as us, the control freak people.
Hmm.
And I call myself a recovering perfectionist, recovering control freak. I don't like to own the title, but
Yeah.
that one is the us thing, and then there's the other people thing, and that's the putting the right people in the right places. And that can be a challenge when you put the right people in the wrong places or you put the wrong people, which might be the right place, but it's the wrong person. There's an element of letting go of control that comes down to a sense of internal safety that we need to feel within ourselves first before we can ever trust somebody to implement a good system and vision on our behalf. If we don't feel internally safe within ourselves, no matter what anybody does, you're going to find something wrong with it because you're not feeling safe. So, control always comes from a lack of safety. When somebody reaches out to control, it's because they don't feel safe within themselves. So,
Hmm.
the number one thing you can do, and this is deep, deep work that I've been on a long journey myself with, is find internal emotional safety. And that helps you to let go of control.
Mm.
The second thing with putting people, the right people in the right places, I made a couple of notes here. There, and there could be several of these, but I made two. You really want to know, is someone naturally God given gift, system minded or creative minded?
Hmm.
Because if you put a system minded person in a creative role, both you going to be frustrated. You'll be like, why didn't you make my Canva lead magnet as pretty as I expected? And it's like, well, they're actually a systems person. So when you lump a bunch of roles onto somebody, and some of them are system and detail and like, you know, operations, and then some of them are like creative and artistic, you cannot expect them to deliver on a level 10 on both of those areas.
Hmm.
I learned that the hard way, and it probably took me hiring like 5 people to realize. And actually, my office manager, Erin, she told me one year, she goes, I feel like I need to step out of this role within the office manager world and only focus on scheduling. She said something like, as a mom of 3, it requires deep, focused, creative work to sit and do these Canva projects.
Mm.
And that's when the light bulbs went off in my head. I was like, I need to trim the roles and not put so many roles on one person. But as bootstrapping entrepreneurs who are trying to figure things out, you just kind of expect everybody else is going to put in as much effort and the do what it takes attitude as you have. And it's just simply not true.
Yeah.
So that's one distinction. And the second distinction is logical versus emotional. So people are naturally, we all have logic, we all have emotion, but people naturally are weighted one towards the other. So if you want to, like Melanie was talking about, sending a team on her behalf, and one huge part of that is having a lead organizer,
Hmm.
having a project manager. If you expect your lead to be all things that you are, such as emotionally present, engaging, and systems minded, okay, let's just face it. We are unique as organizers. We are unicorns. We
Hmm.
are magicians. But not everybody is like us. And so it's a mistake to try to hire a mini me. We always want to look for, is the client being served on an emotional level and a practical level? And sometimes the assistant is more of the emotional, present, engaged, validate their feelings. And sometimes the lead is more of the emotional, present, engaged, validate their feelings. And then sometimes the assistant is more of the like systems workhorse. And sometimes the lead is more of the creative visionary. And I'm a huge fan of having at least 2 people on every job and getting this mix of the systems, the creativity, the logic, and the emotion. And when you can get all that, baby, it's game on.
Okay, can you understand why I'm so excited about this conversation today? This is game-changing stuff that we're talking about. And if you're sitting there listening and watching me like, yes, I'm on your level, Melanie, I get it, I am pumped, then I want you to listen up for just the next 90 seconds because I want to take that energy that you have and put it into action.
I want to offer you a golden opportunity, one that I wish I had when I first started my organizing business. I want to invite you to book a one-on-one Zoom consult or coaching series with me to get all of your burning questions answered. No gatekeeping here. My goal is to empower you to kick fear to the curb and start your organizing venture with confidence. Discover how to find clients, set prices, structure services, sell without that annoying feeling, improve your website, handle products, create seamless processes, tackle tough client situations, and so much more. You're gonna need to act fast because my calendar fills up. So visit the link in the description or the podcast show notes to book your call today. I can't wait to speak organized with you. And if you need those important forms for onboarding your clients, including the essential client agreement, I've got you covered. Save weeks of design with my Pro Organizer Forms pack. You can choose from starter or premium, and they're customizable templates in a free Canva account. Just edit the text to fit your needs and add your branding touches. Use the code YTPRO8 for an exclusive discount at checkout. Get ready to ask and receive those 5-star reviews that will boost your ranking on Google. And if social media seems daunting and makes you want to pull your hair out, then I invite you to join my class. Master a year's worth of content in 1 hour and post consistently with just 2 days of work monthly for real and learn what really attracts clients. Use my code ISOSocial5 for $5 off. And don't wait. Find all of these goodies down in the description or the podcast show notes. I am here to guide you. Ready to take the leap?
Amen. That is so true. You really should pay attention and go back and re-listen to that, because knowing what type of organizer you are and being able to establish that with your team is crucial to the success. It's a recipe, and if you put the wrong ingredients in your stew, it's going to come out tasting awful. It's going to leave everybody with a bad taste in their mouth, and we don't want that. So
No.
it's a thing that often goes overlooked. And are we going to get it right? Are we going to hit a home run every time? No. And obviously, you'll learn as you go through the process. But just having a basic understanding, as even like just, are you a macro organizer or a micro organizer? Do you like to go in
Mhm.
and clean house and like make big, bold visual progress in one go? Or are you the person that likes all of the little intricate details and it's very time consuming and very precise? Like all these things we
Mm,
have to consider. So I'm really glad that you brought
true.
that up. And just
So true.
I for me, the emotional safety came through the knowledge of figuring that out, like knowing
Mm,
that that's what I needed to do. Just having the first step was like a sigh of relief. It was like, okay, I feel like, I can actually delegate this, and also shaving responsibilities off so you're not lumping too many things. So even if you're not thinking of like a full-blown team, maybe you're just delegating a project, right? Like
exactly.
maybe it's just like having somebody post on social media for you, like just images and captions and hashtags, and like that's what they do.
Mhm.
They don't
Yes.
do everything, you know what I mean?
That's a really good point. I think we get so worked up and get our panties in a wad when we think about letting go of control and delegating, as if it means we gotta pass everything off to somebody, but sometimes the best thing is just to, like, if you gotta get your toe in the water, give somebody a small project, and I like to say throw them to the wolves. That's one of my 2 training methods,
Yeah.
and throw them to the wolves and ask them what their observations are at the end. That is the training method right there.
Mhm.
And sometimes you just gotta give that defined project and give it a free range and see what people come back with. They will surprise you a lot of times. Sometimes they'll even be even better at it than you are. Well,
Yes.
put that in your control freak pipe and smoke it.
Oh my gosh. That has been that has been my mantra for hiring team members, and it's actually a great selling point when I'm speaking to potential clients on the phone. I'm like, "Listen, you will love so and so because they're a better organizer than I am." And it always gets a laugh. And it's true in many cases. And I like, it helps me to release control. You think like, "Oh, you want to be the best. You're the owner, you're the leader, you have to be number one." But honestly, for me, it was the inverse, having somebody that was like okay with my leadership and my ability to just delegate to them and let them shine. Like that was
Yes.
so freeing, man. Like
It's a beautiful thing when you get to that point, Melanie, and I'm so proud of you. That is so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. That means so much coming from you. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, I've watched your progress over the years, and I know you're human, you have fears, but, like, you've allowed yourself to try new things, and that's one thing I love about you. I was actually thinking about that this morning. I was like, I love Melanie's just not afraid to try stuff, you know? I was even thinking about some of the stuff. It's been probably a couple years when you used to have this funnel called, like, clean out your junk drawer or something like this.
Yes.
And I just remember seeing, like, your ClickFunnels and you were trying something and seeing what worked, and that is just the path of an entrepreneur, but a lot of people are afraid to do stuff like that
Hmm.
and try,
Yep.
but I love that you're not afraid to try.
Oh man, I appreciate that. Yeah, and it hopefully that tenacity for trying will encourage other people to do the same. So continuing on with all this, building a strong foundation for a team obviously is really important. We did talk a lot about that, and part of that comes down to making sure you know what the personality, what the emotional type is, what type of organizer they are. What's another strategy that you recommend to create a positive and collaborative work environment? And so this can also include with your clients as well. And I'm sure like figuring out team dynamics between organizers, you want to make sure that you have the right recipe. So, is there anything else that you think is crucial to consider there?
I mean, there's literally so many things I could expound upon, but the one practical nugget I wanna give you is a question. I referred to it previously where I said, about observations, so simply asking them, "What are your observations?" And that is a huge way to create a collaborative environment when you're asking other people their observations, because 'cause you're not quite asking them, "What do you think we should do?" And then having to maybe come back and say, "Well, I don't like that idea, so we're not gonna do that." But when you just ask them, "What do you think? What are your observations?" And this was hard for me for a long time because I think I was scared. I'm thinking of my team in Waco. I had 2 teams across the country from each other, and my team in Waco in 2017, Lord bless them, they would come to me with ideas, and I wouldn't know how to turn them down.
Mm,
Now I know to thank them and validate them and say, "That's a great idea. I'll love to consider that."
mhm.
And still know that if the train is already on the tracks and it's headed out of the station, I'm not gonna change it all around just for somebody's one random idea.
Mhm.
But to learn to validate other people creates a collaborative and positive environment rather than just assuming that only you have the best ideas. It's simply not true.
Mhm.
Just because you're the boss and just because you started the business, this work. One thing I had to learn kind of the hard way, Melanie, is this work naturally draws if somebody wants to work for an organizer, it naturally draws people who have good problem solving skills.
Mhm.
Why would they wanna do that in the first place? So instead of thinking, "I gotta train this person from scratch," I'm like, "Give these people a chance and just see what they're made of," you know? So asking observations, asking, "What do you think?" Asking, "What do you see here?" I like to ask that, "So what do you see here?"
Mm.
And just leave it open-ended.
Yeah.
And people will surprise you with the beautiful, amazing things they say. And sometimes you hear something and it totally changes the direction of the project because somebody saw something that you yourself didn't see. So I'm thinking of this one example.
Mhm.
We had one of my favorite clients, Lindsay, in downtown Ann Arbor. She hired us she just basically gave us her credit card and the key to her house and was like, just make your magic, you
Love it.
know. I love those type of
Best
clients.
client ever. Are you kidding?
And then you text them and they send you all the happy emojis and it just makes you feel so good. She, just let us at it in her garage, and they had, like, 6 different strollers for different reasons, and they wanted a place to park them, and so I ended up hiring a contractor to build some shelves, but it was, like, this old school downtown Ann Arbor, which is, like, a really old area of town, so the garages are kinda funky, and I hired this guy to build some shelves, and I did this practice where I asked my team, "So what do y'all see? What do y'all think?" And one of my teammates, Chelsea, said, "I really think the lower shelf should be higher so that there's room for the stroller parking underneath."
Mm.
I'm like, "Wow,
Hello.
that's so
Yeah.
much better than, like, lining them up along the side of the garage, but to make the lower shelf and then actually create parking spots under the lowest shelf,
Yeah.
I would have never thought about that." So that made her feel really good, and then, of course, I gave her a shout out on social media when we shared the project, like, Chelsea had this beautiful idea, Jeff came in and did the woodwork. So giving people credit is also huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Giving people credit for their work and their ideas creates a positive work environment too.
Yeah, and little things like that go a super long way, and it gives you the ability to be the leader that you want to be without micromanaging and controlling everything. It really does kind of come down. Good leaders actually do the
Yeah.
opposite in many cases to
Yeah, they
allow
let
their
go.
people to shine. Exactly. So now, speaking of good problems to have, moving on to the next thing. This is pretty crucial, and this is a pit stop for a lot of people on the journey to expanding their organizing business and starting a team. And this is the fear that keeps me up at night, and you just push through it anyway. But if you can share just like 30,000-foot bird's eye view of the type of back end work that's essential for a business to keep their team consistently busy. We all
Mhm,
want to,
mhm.
step out. We want to keep
Yep,
our team busy. We want to make sure they're
yep.
getting the hours, the experience, everybody's happy. How might we begin to do that?
Okay. 30,000-foot view. I like how you describe that. You're such
Mhm.
a good interviewer and question asker.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my 30,000-foot view. These are actually my notes. Melanie is such a good interviewer that she prepared me with questions. I'll read what I wrote and then I'll go into detail. So, pricing and estimating processes, niching and visibility, all supported by clear vision and leadership. And I define leadership as who you are being,
Mhm.
kind of like you just mentioned with being a leader.
Mm,
Letting go, are you being the control freak or are you being someone who values and validates other people for their contributions?
mhm.
So, high level view, and this is funny because I have a coaching program called Momentum that has 5 modules and it goes in this order: vision, niching, pricing, sales, and visibility. And they all build on each other.
Mhm.
So the vision is getting clear on what you want to create and why, how you want it to function, how you want to feel. I can't tell you how many journaling exercises I did over the years before I ever had a team. Honestly, I came across some of these the other day and I would write out, I envision or I visualize whatever my coach at the time, 7 years ago, 8 years ago,
Yeah.
told me to write. I visualize easy 10K months with a team of men and women serving busy professionals in Waco and Ann Arbor, going in and out of homes, happy, and everybody playing a part that they're good at.
Mm,
I wrote that before it ever happened. And then guess what? Within 1 year, it happened.
mhm.
Exactly what I said.
Mhm.
So the vision and getting clear on what you see in your mind's eye is so powerful to what you actually create.
Yeah.
'Cause you see it, you feel it, you're like, "Oh, that's gonna feel amazing." And then once you get your vision in place, the niching is really important, but you can't really niche. In my opinion, niching is all about who you serve,
Mhm.
and it is a person who has a name. So right now, my who is Emily. Melanie might have a who named. Do you have a who named a certain name?
Yeah, one of my coaching clients, Nina, shout out to Nina, nice and neat. She's like my absolute, like, just all-star coaching client right
Oh,
now. Yeah.
I love that.
Mhm.
Way to go, Nina. Nice and neat. Shout out, sisters. You're probably listening to this.
Yeah.
Way to be an all-star student. So you have a person who has a name, and I guarantee you that Nina has some similar values to Melanie.
Mhm.
Y'all like some of the same stuff. You dork out about some of the same things.
Mhm.
You send maybe silly memes to each other because you have a similar sense of humor. Um, so unless Melanie knew herself and what she valued and what she liked and what her path was to success, it would be hard for her to guide Nina.
Mhm.
So 30,000-foot view is to get clear on your value and your values, and that helps you define your niche. The third thing, pricing. OMG. I
Mhm.
know I could talk about pricing all day. Melanie said earlier, she goes, "You are the pricing queen."
She
I'm
is, you
like,
guys.
"Oh."
Seriously, Holly is the pricing queen. That's no lie.
I
Just
took some
saying.
concept. Thank you. I appreciate those kind words. I took some concepts that I learned probably like 9 years ago from my coach, and then I went way, way, way deep, like formula level deep. I have a calculator that you can input numbers in 5 minutes and it spits out your package pricing. And it's the stuff that people love to overthink.
Mm-hmm.
So getting your pricing and your estimating processes in place is huge for being able to keep a team busy. And niching is huge to be able to keep a team busy because then once you get your person defined, you start attracting more people like that naturally. And marketing is less about saying more things to more people, and it's about saying the right things to the right people. It's about
Mm-hmm.
connecting. So once Melanie knows who Nina really is and can connect with who she really is, there's other people out there like Nina who are listening and they're like, OMG, that's me. They are going to now be attracted to Melanie and be asking for Melanie to come help them too.
Mm-hmm.
So niching, pricing, vision are the first three things. It's high level stuff, but I see it all the time. I've worked with hundreds of organizers on the back end of their business, and the people who resist niching down and the people who resist package pricing are the people who won't be able to keep a team busy.
Right.
But those things, and then of course, your visibility and that being seen and stuff like that, and being able to make sales. But really, I would say that the top three things would be vision, niching, and pricing. So what do you think, Melanie? Do you agree or do you not agree? Because I know you've been busy with your team this year.
Oh, 100%. You have to set your reservations aside. And one of the things that we've talked about in the past is not needing to reinvent the wheel. And for a long time, when I first started my business, I was very proud of doing everything myself. And
Yeah.
that's a very, I mean, it's an empowering thing, but it's also sort of like a green newbie type of mindset. And eventually you realize that in order to move forward, you've set a good foundation, hopefully, but in order to move forward, you have to lean on other people. You have to build a community, you have to build a team. And there are certain things that other people have done in the past that work. They have developed a formula. They've taken the time to develop a process, and it works for a reason. And once you make that shift from investing all your time and maybe start investing some money into,
Mm,
you cut the check, you get the shortcut, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, you don't have to do all this work, you don't have to break your back burning the candle at both ends until you're totally burnt out. And in this, I just like envision this candle burning into my soul until there's nothing left. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want
yes.
that. We didn't start a business to be
Yes.
to be like that. So for
Preach.
me,
Preach.
yes, yes, I'm here for it, and it's important because once you get over that and you say I'm going to start investing my hard-earned money and make it work for me by learning from this person who has already made all of these mistakes and do what they do. So you try package pricing, you work on your vision, you work on your values, you work on getting to like everything that you just laid out. If you just do that, it opens up all kinds of doors, and you just then you can relax a little bit. Then you start to enjoy
Mm,
your business again. Then you start to become the success story that you read about or you see in that
yeah.
story or whatever. You know what I mean? So, yeah,
Girl, you said it so well.
it's
And
important.
I have made all of the mistakes. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
About 5 times each.
Yeah, I know, and it's and I've made, of course, like, are you gonna not make mistakes even when you engage in high level coaching and a process that like a proven process? Of course, you're gonna continue to make mistakes, but that's just it's just part of entrepreneurship. It just is what it is. You can't be afraid. You have to make a friend of failure, basically,
Mm,
and
learn to love the failure.
exactly, yeah. So
It is such a teacher.
exactly, exactly. Obviously, as a business coach, you've likely encountered, you said you worked with hundreds of people over the
Mhm,
years in the organizing industry. So you've seen a lot of stuff and you've seen a lot
mhm.
of people's businesses. I know that you are very good at picking up on patterns of things. It's a natural process of working with people that are having the same issues. It's generally for
Yep.
the same reason. So can you give us a specific example where where effective small teams management resulted in significant business growth or success? So this is like the story that you might be able to share with us, or the example you can give that's going to give people confidence to go for this. So what's possible here?
Mm. Well, I was now you're making me think bigger, but literally the thing I wrote was passing off scheduling duties to an office manager
Uh-huh.
is something that will significantly change your business growth and success. And I guess what's possible with it is it now gets your mind out of the weeds. You're no longer thinking about dates and times and texting and teammates and blah, 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 blah. It's
Mhm.
like somebody else can be cranking those calendars and those details. And so I literally made a color coded Google Calendar for my office manager back in like 20, maybe 18 or so in Ann Arbor. Her name was Erin. She was fabulous. And we just created a system of, okay, Holly can work 2 days in a row and she needs the 3rd day off for my body.
Mhm.
Um, so she would do red for hibernation. She'd like, Holly, you need to rest. She would put that in my calendar. That was the biggest thing because as organizers who are getting started, we want to say yes to all the people. And sometimes that has us saying no to ourselves.
Mhm.
So, I mean, honestly, this may not be the exact answer you're looking for, but honestly, scheduling a consistent day off every week, for me, it's Wednesdays. And it is the day that, whenever possible, I don't work with clients, I don't solve people's problems. I just have a holiday. I
Mhm.
do what I want. I think today is a Wednesday, and I'm doing what I want. I'm talking to Melanie, but I'm not solving people's problems. I'm not
Yeah.
fixing things for other people. I'm not being productive. I'm doing what I want to do, which is talk to Melanie.
Mhm. Heck
So,
yeah.
scheduling a consistent day off and then like bringing somebody else in who can manage some of those details is like chef's kiss, a game changer for big success. But you got to learn to let go of some of the little stuff. And Melanie keeps talking about being proud of being able to do it all yourself. You got to let the DIY die
Mm.
whenever you try to build a team.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
got to let it die. And it's so hard because it's like part of our nature to figure things out. But when you want to grow, it's like, do I really care about how that towel is folded by that teammate? Or do I care about the fact that I just made $300 in an hour instead of 100 because I've got two teammates with me who did that? And
Yeah.
does the client really care? They're going to take a shower anyway. It's about to get dirty. Like, get off your control freak train, people.
Tell it like it is, Holly. I feel like today's episode can be very well summed up as like the sermon for professional organizers.
The sermon.
I love
Oh my
it. Well,
God.
it's good. Obviously, like you're learning from two really passionate people who are going to help
Yeah.
you get where you need to go. So you better be paying attention. You know what I mean?
And really, yeah, really, you mentioned faith. It really does come down to letting go of control, comes down to trust. And for me, it's trusting God. It's trusting
Mhm.
that my bases are still going to be covered. The bottom is not going to fall out. He's still going to provide for me, even if I royally F it up.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Which
And
happens.
he does. He does. He has always taken care of me. Hasn't always been clean and pretty. Oh, hardly ever clean and pretty, but he's always there to catch us.
That's right. It's you get exactly what you need, no more, no less, every single day. I'm a huge believer in that as well.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So rapid fire for these last two questions. And
Perfect.
I want to get to our special ending promotion because we got a couple of surprises. We got some tricks up our sleeve for you guys. We want to make sure we get to that because it's very important stuff. Um Obviously we've talked a lot about the challenges that come up as you kind of step into your CEO role and manage a small team. So if is there one problem or challenge that you see people encounter regularly? What is it, first of all? And then how would you take the steps to kind of overcome that and move forward as quickly as possible?
Yes. The problem is too many chiefs and not enough Indians and too many cooks in the kitchen. That's the problem. So the answer is clear role delineation. Clearly define who does what. And my magic sauce, my magic number is 3. So 3 roles for one person. Don't be lumping 12 roles onto one person. So let's say you have an unpacking job. Literally get a sheet of paper. This is actually something that's in my program, Team
Mhm.
Building Blueprint. You got person 1, person 2, person 3. And what does person 1 do? Give them 3 roles. What does person 2 do? Give them 3 roles. So person 1 might be something like the lead or the project manager. Well, they're in charge of going in, setting up the zones, creating the vision for the space, and communicating to the team. person 2, they're in charge of setting up the tables, taking out the trash bags, and, you know, whatever third thing. The third person is the runner. They're the one who's going about doing a bunch of different stuff. They're also in charge of debris management, flattening boxes, things like that. So that keeps too many cooks out of the kitchen when you
Mhm.
clearly define who does what, give them 3 roles, bada bing, bada boom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well said. Very succinct. Good.
I did those types of jobs a few times.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to know exactly what you're getting yourself into sometimes, and it's important
Yes.
to be able to.
And people like to know. They like to be clear and confident on what they're supposed to do. And that's actually how I came up with that. Is because one of my teammates, Jimmy, came to me one time and he goes, "So what are you really expecting of me here?" And I'm like, "Oh, I need to actually line this out." I said, "You're in charge of the debris." So he
Mhm.
likes knowing that, especially a man. He likes having a job and
That's right.
having a tool and getting it done.
That's right, sister. Absolutely, absolutely. Last kind of thing I want to touch on, because I
Okay.
mean, you and I could sit here and chat about this forever. We could do like a huge, like 3 hour long mastermind if we wanted to. But we don't have
Let's do
time
it
for
sometime.
that. Maybe one
Today,
of these
but
days.
later we will. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So, aspiring organizers, people that are looking to get into this industry, that is primarily who comes to the Speaker Fam and listens to the Speak Organized podcast. So, I just always like to sign off with this question. I ask everybody a variation of it, but I want them to get your best piece of advice for anybody who is considering starting their own business. Maybe they want to run a small team eventually. They want to actually make it a full-fledged, very well run, successful organizing business. I'm sure a lot of people want that. Those who truly do. What's your advice?
Well, it will not surprise you. It is change your pricing structure now,
Mhm.
lay and reset a few foundations first to get that pricing in place, and then take payment in full upfront to secure the dates. You could also do 50% down, 50% halfway through. Um, and then if you really do want to hire a team, then I would say do it on a trial basis, like 3 jobs at a time. So when you take the payment in full, you get the money up front, it gives you more confidence to get those dates on the calendar secured. And just because you're hiring somebody doesn't mean that they're becoming a W-2 employee for the rest of their life with a full-time guaranteed pay. That is a misconception. So if you really want to go for this, change your pricing structure. Millie and I are going to talk about how to do that a little bit next and how you can get more access to me and us together to be able to ask some questions to get this fixed because literally it changes everything. It changed a lot of things for Melanie a year
Mhm.
ago. And once you get that in place, my pricing structure sets you up to be able to have a team. So that's my number one piece of advice.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. And it is very true. It's the reason why I've been able to step into my CEO role and be on site less. And by this spring, I shared this with Holly earlier, I'm going to be stepping off site almost completely because I'm able to delegate more effectively to my team. And that was all thanks to what I've learned from Holly. So it really, really is a big deal. If this is something that you want to learn, the Speak Organized podcast in particular is all about giving you the best quality education and resources that we have available. And when it comes to pricing, and I do not say this lightly, and I'm very picky, I've done all the things and taken a bunch of programs and listened to all the people. Holly really is the queen of pricing, especially when it comes to our industry, specifically for professional organizers. It works. And I see too many people in Facebook groups talking about how package pricing is a nightmare. And it's just because they don't necessarily have the right tools or understanding of how to use it. And if you're ready to learn, Holly is by far the best person to learn package pricing from. So, that being said, people that are here still listening and watching, and they're like, heck yeah, I'm ready to go. We want to
Heck
make sure
yeah.
that we can deliver on that promise and that people can get in touch with you. So give us the rundown of how we can find you, what
Mm-hmm.
programs you've got going on, and what our special surprise is for everybody.
Special surprise. Well, I won't bore you with a sales pitch or anything like that. You can find me at Rockstar Organizers, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Send me a DM. Happy to chat. But the special thing that we have for you, well, I guess I'll tell you very briefly. I have 2 coaching programs for organizers who are really ready to go to the next level, make this your full-time thing, get a steady 3 to 5K. That's my bottom level program called Momentum. Steady 3 to 5K months. And I have a guarantee that you do it within 90 days, or I keep working with you till you do. But nobody's ever had to take me up on that guarantee who actually follows the process. So you can get to steady 3 to 5K months within 90 days. And then you have better problems. And you're like, I need some people. I need some extra hands. I need some extra feet to help me do all these jobs because I just got myself so busy.
Help.
Yeah.
Help.
Melanie found herself in that position last year.
Yes, I did.
So you get fast growth. Well, we got the support for you there too. I have a second level program called Team Building Blueprint, which is for a full year. And that is for people like Melanie who are all in type of people, ready to let go of control and delegate and trust that your wonderful people will take care of your wonderful clients. So those are 2 programs I have. One is 12 weeks and one is 12 months. But often people are like, well, I'm not ready for all that yet. I'm like, cool, I get it. So here's a starting place for you. It's the estimating guide. So Melanie experienced this when she joined Team Building Blueprint last year, that at her fingertips, I actually have it sitting right here, was a printable estimating guide on a clipboard where you can take it into a client's home, check the boxes, fill out the forms, and create a professional assessment for a whole home project. And it really gives you a lot of confidence to have the structure of somebody who's already been there, done that. And yeah, you can edit and tweak it if you find something that needs editing and tweaking for your personal process. But hey, having a starting point is amazing. So this estimating guide is available to you. It's a 3-page version of it. This is like a almost 40-page with a course and everything like that. But the sample version is available to you for $37. So it's like a no-brainer. So go to rockstarestimating.com. And even if you're not quite ready to build a team, this will give you a very good understanding, even just this one document, of the scope of how to consider all the factors of a whole home estimating job. So when you go there, make sure to put in Melanie's name, because our special surprise for you is when you put in the name Melanie in the coupon code box, just all caps Melanie, Melanie.
Yes, ma'am.
Then we have a live Q&A for you where I will sit and answer whatever questions you want to throw at me, no holds barred, on pricing. Estimating too if you wanted to, but most people are like, how do I make more money? How do I change my prices? So that is going to be on Friday, February 2nd. It's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern. So just go to rockstarestimating.com, type Melanie's name in the coupon code box. So Melanie and I will be there live, and you got access to me. I'll answer any questions you have about pricing to get started with making some more money, honey.
Yes, ma'am. And honestly, you guys, like it's well worth it. It really is a no-brainer. It will open up a whole bunch of opportunities. I get questions from coaching clients all the time, every day, about, how to work out pricing. So if you guys are really ready to take the bull by the horns and level up your business, this is going to be a really good start for that. So with that being said, Holly, I just want to thank you again for coming on the show. It's been such an honor, and I'm just I can't even believe that you're sitting here hanging out with us today. It's a huge milestone for the Speak Organized podcast to have you on. So thank you so much for donating your time to us today.
No donation to it. I'm happy to be here. Love to serve and love our industry so much. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's a good group of people, isn't it? All these professional organizers. I've never really met an organizer I didn't like. So
yeah, there's some good-hearted folks out there. That's for sure.
Absolutely. So we're going to see you guys in 2 weeks for that special Q&A via Zoom. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, fam, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for sticking around until the end. I hope you got an immense amount of value out of this episode today. Be sure to join my free Facebook group and get in on the conversation there. There's a lot of really great nuggets of wisdom
to glean from there. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, and you're free to join my email list as well for exclusive updates and special gifts. And of course, if you're ready, book that coaching call with me. My schedule fills up pretty quick, but I would love nothing more than to sit and strategize with you and show you how exceptional you can truly be in this industry. Beyond that, I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.